today I have two guests on that are amazing. We have Isake and Kyria, and they have just started a podcast called Cheers and Queers. And I was able to listen to the first sort of premiere episode, and it was so good. Do you ladies want to talk about the concept around it and the subject matter a little bit?
Sure. So Cheers and Queers is really just a opportunity for us to have a drink and talk about some stuff. Sometimes it'll just be us. Sometimes it's going to be us and another
Even a guest sometimes.
And yeah, just talking about stuff and things, what's going on in the world,
and how it affects your lives and your experiences.
Yeah.
And that's just not, I mean, I'm sexuality focused almost all the time. That's not necessarily your focus. It's all across the board.
Yeah. Our little tagline, I think, is a boozy podcast about Black queer life. So
say it again. Say it again.
A boozy podcast about Black queer life.
It's really good. I suggest watching. And actually, we had the idea to pseudo recreate the theme around this, and the ladies brought. Whoa.
So it's called Pomp Fizz.
Oh my god. Okay.
So Pomp as
product placement.
Pamplemousse, which is French for grapefruit.
Yes.
Which I recently learned. And it's rosé with grapefruit juice.
Okay. All right. We're doing
We're gonna
this.
do it.
Fucking cheers and queers. Oh my god.
Yes.
And this is where I show how femme I am, because I'm my nails.
I get gel manicures, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
I do my own because I'm obsessive compulsive.
Oh, that's great.
Cheers! Oh my god, and queers.
To sex.
Oh my god, to all the sex. So we specifically.
It's not bad.
I haven't even tried. Oh god, here we go.
Yeah.
I'm not much of a drinker. It shows. Okay. Ooh, I like it.
Mm-hmm.
See? Oh, it's tasty.
Yeah, watch out.
All right, so you guys can just talk and I'll drink. Okay. So talk to me. So we were going to talk about those sort of blurred lines between, there's always been this sort of thing oh, these are my friends, these are the people I date, sort of there's been a lot of lines for a lot of different people in more sort of normative relationship structures. But do you think that this is sort of very much linked to queer identity, or do you think it's just more modern times and sort of more of an acceptance of polyamory or alternate lifestyle sort of relationship models, blurring those lines between friends that I bonk, and then friends that really like bonking, and then people that I date who are also friends, but it's actually more sort of serious and romantic.
I'll actually take on first and say that for me it is very linked to my poly identity. I really developed sexually in a group of really amazing trusted friends.
Awesome.
And so there was a lot of sometimes people would be dating and be a couple, but then sometimes not. Sometimes it'd be a couple and then
a triad.
Yeah. And so for me, there's this kind of warmth of friendship and the warmth of sexual attraction has often been very correlated. And there are also friends I have very romantic relationships with. My best sister friend.
Yeah.
Never sexual. Ew.
Yeah.
But we have been romantic for much of our friendship, getting each other flowers on
Yes.
Valentine's Day.
Oh.
And that's a part of my love map as well. So.
My friend Zena got me macaroons on Valentine's Day once.
So cute.
Exactly.
I think that's really important.
I'm gonna keep going with this. I don't know why you're all stopping, but go ahead.
I'm gonna say that for me, romance has always been a part of the way that my friendships have developed. For me, it's if you don't treat your girlfriends and your guy friends and your gender non-conforming friends you would want their person who loves them to treat them, then why are you being friends? Right?
Yes.
And so
Yeah.
creating a space for that sort of intimacy and romance in your friendship is really important. In the last maybe 5 or 6 years, I've thought and been more open to the idea of being in a space where friendship and intimacy and sex are also a thing, and some of that comes from falling into my kink identity and being oh, my friends and my kink friends and my romantic partners.
It's like a
sometimes
Venn
are
diagram.
all-
It's a complicated Venn diagram.
Yeah.
There's a lot of overlapping circles on that Venn diagram. You have like 8 circles on your Venn diagram.
At least 8. Yeah.
At least 8. Okay. You're a, yeah. I can see this.
I could say multitudes.
Yeah. I was about to say. I was like, you are a very yeah.
I think linking back though to the other side of it, so I started talking about how like I developed intimacy, and we both developed intimacy through friendship. Also, like it's easier for me to be as sexy as I want to be with someone that I have a friendship with. It's not always a requirement, but it's easier, and a lot of that has to do with like understanding a basic like, you know, beyond consent, like, do I actually like you and endorse you inside of my body? I don't know.
Like, are our political and like social ethical beliefs
Right.
aligned? Because otherwise I can't rub my puss on you.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah, I see that for sure. Have you ever had an instance where, you've just felt like, wow, I can't be friends with this person, so I definitely can't sleep with them?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Okay. I just want to, checking, but I feel like we're all on that same page.
Because like sometimes
Oh, they're so hot.
if you had just never spoken,
Yeah.
Right.
if you had never opened your mouth and just like existed as this like beautiful person in the world,
Like you just want to use them as a sex toy? Is that what you're saying?
Like yeah.
Oh my
Like,
God,
I just-
dehumanizing, but I relate.
But
Okay.
like also, like I just never want you to talk about like the way that you think about life or the way that you think about friendships, like
Or
there is
race
or
or
race
gender.
or violence or any like your I just want you to never speak about your politics. I want you to talk about how cute I am,
Right,
I'm
and
gonna
how
talk
much you
about
want to kiss on me.
what you
Yeah.
like in the like space of our intimacy, and that's it. I just want this little box.
Yeah, but you can't go back because once you have a little grain of knowledge that they're an
Pandora's
asshole.
box. Oh no.
Yeah. She was singing about it. Man.
I'm a singer.
Oh, are you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so this is just a tiny little taste of Cheers and Queers. We will definitely link to the podcast so you can listen to other episodes and hear about all the cocktails they make. It's kind of amazing. I really appreciate you ladies being on the show. Little tiny snippet of this. This is like such a big discussion. I feel like every little video I'm doing, they're short. They're just tiny little touchstones on these like really big issues. So Google stuff, read up, educate yourself, please.
Listen to the podcast.
Listen to the damn podcast. And then
Cheers.
and then drinks if you're not a sober person.
Great sodas too.
Yeah. Thanks so much, everybody. Till next time.